News recap. And I'm going to start with the good news first because I think way too much media is focused on bad news. Anyway, let's see. Great article on slow dating starting to be much more effective than dating through apps. I mean, think about it. If you're using Tinder and you're swiping right, what do you know about a person other than just being attracted to them? And then, gosh, quelle surprise, you're really surprised when things don't work out. How's about getting to know them, and how's about groups that are asking questions that are substantial, likes and dislikes and interests, and then you all meet and you go bowling, and or you get together and play card games, and then maybe you can meet somebody and decide if you like them, and then the romance works. Just a thought. California is moving to end cash bails for people who are in jail. And they're going to be moving to a system, unfortunately not soon enough, it's over a year away, where a recommendation is made whether or not somebody can be released on their own recognizance. Either they can or they can't. It's that simple. But the bail system definitely requires reform in the idea that we're requiring people to pay cash, which unfortunately usually hurts disproportionately the people who are poor the most. We now have an opportunity to get that out of the way. So good stuff. Let's see. Indiana is teaching prisoners in the last mile, which is when they're soon before they're going to be released, generally within a year, how to do computer coding. Isn't that fantastic? More than license plates, more than just the GED, but they're actually going to teach them some skills where they can make some serious money and help reduce recidivism. Of course, I would suggest stay out of prison in the first place, but it is awfully good that we're teaching and can teach them more meaningful skills than just low hourly wage stuff. And let's see, last, consumer confidence is at an 18-year high, which means they're going to get out and spend money, which is good, which means the economy does well. But I would also just encourage, go ahead and save money as well, because what goes up will come down, and you're better off having less debt and actual savings. Let's see, bad news. Knucklehead governor in New Jersey has vetoed a bill that would have eliminated the need for a license to braid hair. Occupational licensing is ultimately less about protecting consumers and more about restricting competition. And finally, a good piece of legislation was put forward so that people who wanted to braid hair could just braid hair, but the governor vetoed it because, gosh, the lobbies for the people who are making money because they have a cosmetology license were more powerful. Let's see. GoFundMe, very popular source for raising money. A third of it is used for medical bills. Well, I got a thought. How about just simplify the entire medical system? There are too many people who are just pushing things around, not actually providing services or products to save lives, but it's just the layers of administration, which is exactly what happens when you have government involved in anything, make money. That's why in the US we have worse outcomes and higher bills. People are having to do whatever they can to find that money. It's a shame, and it can be fixed. Great article by John Rosemond, one of my favorite family columnists, talks about the decks being stacked against teachers, essentially saying that parents are so busy trying to be friends with their kids that they could never believe that little Johnny or Jill would actually be bad in school, have a bad attitude, do something wrong, or just not be nice. Because gosh, then that would mean that there might be a problem at home, or maybe the parents aren't disciplining their kids properly and they're blaming the teachers. And then when the teachers actually complain, they don't have the wherewithal to acknowledge that the teacher could be right. So just a thought. And let's see, last but not least, sadly, a federal judge has struck down a presidential order to simplify and make easier the ability to discipline, federal workers and which right now have incredibly long and onerous processes, complements of the unions for federal workers. And, we're also, by the way, the taxpayers paying for these unions, paying for their office spaces, paying for the workers, hundreds of them, who are doing union business. And that's really not the purpose of it. The unions have way too much power here. I have no problem with a union or a professional association, but the fact that the taxpayers have to pay for it just to get hosed. And by the way, why are federal workers getting special treatment compared to non-federal workers? Why is their work more important or less important? And why do they get special protection more than you or me? Over 2 million of them. They work harder? Their jobs are more valuable? I don't know. Why should I pay for it? Just a thought. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day.